Hi, this is Dan O'Leary, and this is the Appraiser's View, brought to you by Asset Real Estate Services. Today we're going to be talking about what to do when you're valuing properties in areas where there are absolutely no comparable sales. And this is a question that we really get a lot from the real estate professionals that we deal with that might be doing their CMAs, different types of analysis where they're trying to dig in and find those sales, but the market is just not deep enough, and there's just not a lot of sales to really come up with good comps. And the question is, what do we do in those situations? Well, we really do need to have tools to be able to dig down and find the values there. And so the first thing that we need to do is take a look at the three really core issues that need to be addressed in a good valuation. And if you stick to these cores and you remember that you have to prove all three of the cores, then it will help you a whole bunch in those situations where you're struggling with not having enough data. And those three core issues are, first of all, we're kind of asked to support our value by using sales that are in similar areas. Usually that's defined as within 1 mile, not crossing any major boundaries, freeways or railroad tracks or what have you. But usually it's sales within 1 mile. And then secondly, we're asked to use recent sales that have happened within a year. A market may go up, a market may go down. So you want your sales to be recent. Lastly, similar homes, and that would mean similar styles, similar quality and condition, and then similar age. So effectively, if you have all three of these, if you have them within the same area, within 1 mile, if you have a recent sale and if you have a similar sale, most likely you're going to get a good sampling, and it's going to help you to indicate the value really well. Well, here's the problem. The market's a little bit thinner. You go and you take a look at the recent sales, and you've got none that are in the area. What do you do? So here's the trick. Remembering that each three thing has to be dealt with, you do need to find one in the area. Where the problem often comes is we'll talk to realtors, I couldn't find in the area, so I took all my sales out of the area, and they used an area that was actually not comparable. The values really weren't the same. So the way to solve that is, even though you're going to go out of the area to grab a few of your sales, still get some in area. Well, how do we do that? Well, the trick is to focus in on one of the three, whether you're proving area, whether you're proving whether they're recent, whether you're proving time, or whether you're proving that they're similar. You have to prove all three. So if you're doing area, you have to get sales out of the area, regardless of how old they are, okay? Now, just saying, you're not going to use only those, but you need to prove with a couple sales. You do need to prove your area. You still need to prove recent sales, even if you have to go out of area. So when you go to the closest competing area that's out of area and you bring those in, if you've gone and you've gone back and you've gotten your homes that are within the area, you can look at those two and you can match them up and see if going out of the area needs an adjustment. Are they really selling for the same price? So you see what I mean by being able to prove all three items. As long as you're proving them, even though they're not the same comps, if they can be the same, you should use them. But even though the comparable sales are not the same, you do need to prove area, time, which is recent, and similar size. We have those situations that come along where a home is overimproved. They've just added way too much for the area, and there are no similar sized homes in the area. What do? Well, you go out to the closest similar area that's got homes of those size. You bring those into the report. You use homes that are typical of the area, and you compare that, and you see what the adjustment needs to be. And so that's how that's done. So three things that you've got to keep focus on. Don't not prove it just because you don't have sales that are all recent in time, area, and similar. Just because they're not all the same comps doesn't mean you don't have to stay focused on them. You do have to prove area, you do have to prove time, and you do have to prove similar sales, even though they're not the same comps. And keeping in mind that you're proving one thing and then the other and then the other, and you're using those to determine if it's in balance or not. I'm sure that's clear as muddy water. But if you have any questions, give us a call. We love to do these kind of reports, the complex ones, or why we're here. If you have a listing or something that you and the seller need education, we love to do those. Give us a call. So we talk again.